Oh, I just hit go. I did. Hello. I'm just quickly looking up something. Hello, everybody, and welcome. It's Michelle House from Rich Living. Welcome to the 5th of the 5th at 5:55. Woohoo! What a gateway. Let's open up that gateway for some powerful stuff to happen today, for some divine guidance for our inner compasses to be rebalanced and reconfigured and rejigged so that we get a really beautiful sense of balance and connection today on this gorgeous day. 5:55. So I was just calling up a screen there, and I can see people have joined. Hello, good. All right, just bear with me 2 seconds. I just need to. I wanted to share with you a couple of things. How unusual, but what a powerful day! The 5th of the 5th, 5:55. So the number 555 is comprised of the number 5. Which is tripled, which means you get triple the energy, triple the message, triple the intake of whatever that is. Given that it's the 5th of the 5th at 5:55, a gateway is opening in relation to your life purpose and your soul mission. So today is a beautiful day to do meditation, grounding work, slow down. When you're making the kids' lunches this morning, slow down. When you're making your cup of tea or your coffee and you're shoving it down your throat, slow down. Today's a great day to be doing that and getting out into the sunshine and soaking up the beautiful energy that we get from the sun, right? Beautiful. If you want, I'm just grabbing the link. If you want to read a bit more about numbers, I won't go into that. You can have a look. Let me just comment over there. Good morning. Did that pop up? Comment. Did everybody see? Oh, yeah. Good morning, Melinda. Happy Friday, the 5th of the 5 of the 5:55. May the 4th be with you day yesterday. It makes me sound like I'm lisping everything. May the 4th be with you. Yesterday for Star Wars Day, everybody know that. And today it is 5:55 day. Let's do that. let's give ourselves a day. All right, so if you've been tuning into me this week, ooh, that's an interesting play on words. If you have been tuning in this week, oh, Janet's saying, hang on, what's Janet saying? Sorry, let me see that. Your screen says it still hasn't started yet, the live. That's interesting. Oh, there we go, she's back. All right, sorry. I forgot my oils today. Slow down, Michelle, slow down. If you've been with me this week, you'll know that I've been doing a little bit of an experiment. I love experiments. And I've been coming down and writing very briefly my notes about what I'm going to talk about today. And after I've grounded, so I go ground in nature, feet on the ground, no shoes. Come in here, write down what I need to write, and then I've been drawing the cards to see if we can get an alignment with the cards. So I've done all that already this morning. They're all ready to go. So I'm going to get stuck in and talk to you what I want to talk to you about. Now, have I got Gemma on here this morning? No, she hasn't joined in. So Gemma has worked with me last year, and so Gemma is a client of mine, and she is in the UK. And sometimes, from time to time, can jump on and join us on a live. She has a blog site, a website. I'll share the link when. Oh, there you are. Hey, Gemma. Can you share the link to your webpage, honey, while you're there? So she asked me some questions to answer so that she could get a blog post going on her website. And I answered those questions yesterday, and she got me thinking about one of them. It was such a great question, and it was an awesome opportunity for me to reflect on what I've done and where I've come from. So thank you, Gemma, for your amazing questions, and also for inspiring today's very powerful 5th of the 5th, 5:55. So what I wanted to share was her question. Let me just pull that up. Her question was, her questions was, you have courses, Facebook Lives, and an upcoming podcast. You appear so confident and have so much fun while public speaking. Was this ever a challenge for you? And if so, how did you overcome it? Well, let me tell you something, people. I actually did a personality, not a personality test, a test in relation to a program that I'm doing at the moment. And part of it was, yeah, kind of a personality test. Now, I know Emma Conway's on here, and she does a lot of work with DISC, which is, again, a behavioral analysis. Behavior analysis is the word. Profiling. And I've always been in the profile of, slow and steady, sure, certainty, security, stability. I'm not the public speaker. I'm an introvert. I'm not an extrovert. So her question yesterday, Gemma's question, got me really thinking about how other people see me. And I wanted to share with you that, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. But her question was, how did I overcome it? And I remember, there were lots of things. My mum obviously could see that I was not a confident kid, so I was doing self-confidence courses, and I went off to drama school because, standing on a stage in front of 100 people will fix you. I got entered into a community queen quest for our local town because that'll fix you. And it didn't. So I've always been the shy person. At a party, I'm not the person that walks in and goes, "Hi, everybody." I'm not. But not naturally that person. I know that about myself, so I know that that's not my natural way of being. And if I need to be, I do preparation work to get me to that space. But how I overcame my lack of self-confidence was this. Can you see that? I just took this off. This is in the our homeschool room next door, so the kids see this every day. I stepped out of my comfort zone. So in here, in this circle here, very comfortable in not talking to people, being on my own, love being on my own. Not somebody that organizes lots of parties or anything like that. Not that I'm not social, don't get me wrong, I'm social. I'm a human. I like talking to people, but it's the creation of that stuff that requires work from me. And the first time that I ever did a television story, I remember it so clearly. You always remember those firsts, right? I was at the Stafford Shopping Centre in Brisbane, outside an IGA, and we were doing a story on the introduction of the price calculations per gram. So, you could get the price of the item would be there, but then the price per 100 grams was also underneath it. So it was the introduction of that legislation. So I'm a thorough person. I like to know the information. I want to be seen as the person who knows what they're talking about. So I knew all of the information. I arrived there at the shopping centre, nicely presented. I know all of the stuff that you got to do, shaking. My body was shaking. I could feel my heart racing. I was on the phone to Helen, my mentor, asking her for help. Going, I don't know, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? I don't understand. Why am I doing this? Why? Who do I think I am? Blah, blah, blah. And throwing an essential oil that I have called Valor, which is for courage. I was lashing like, I don't know what I smelled like to that shopping centre, but I had it in my hair, I had it on my feet, I had it under my arms, everywhere. I was doing everything I could to find the courage to step out of my comfort zone. And in stepping out of my comfort zone, I expanded within myself, within my life, within my business. I expanded. Now, I didn't consciously wake up one day, and I've just got something in my eye. I didn't consciously wake up one day and go, righto, Michelle, you need to be more confident. Go do something about that. That wasn't what happened. What happened was I realized that television was an amazing vehicle for me to get my message out. So that was the place I came from, and that was the purpose that drove me to stand terrified in front of cameras talking to a reporter and in a shopping center and repeating lines back and saying something around the wrong way and then having to say it again and taking 3 hours to do a 5-minute television segment. Now, over time, then the second one was the same, still used half a bottle of essential oil on the phone to Helen, doing a meditation beforehand, to the point now where it's such a second nature thing to me. I don't think about it. I don't, if the TV studio rings me and says, will you do a story? I literally check my diary to see if I can fit it in. I have no concern, no confidence issues, no nothing. But I also don't even stand in the space and go, oh, I'm really confident at that. It's just something that I've stepped into and evolved from. So being in that outside of my comfort zone, for me, I think is something that I've done not all my life, but my adult life. And probably when I first started my business, which was terrifying, I was a 22-year-old young woman doing something that none of my friends were doing. And cautiously putting my foot outside this circle, dipping my toe in, and then feeling my purpose push me to or guide me to stepping fully out into that next space. So for me, it's never been about, and then I think then the next thing that happened was the TV studio rang and said, can you do a live cross down to Sydney? So what that means is you, it's so funny. So I was doing pre-recorded things for a television program. Then I was doing live crosses, going to the studio in Brisbane, sitting in the newsroom by myself, on a chair by myself, looking down the barrel of this camera, listening to the people that were on live TV doing their show in Sydney. So I could hear them and I could see them on the show, and then I could see myself, which is really, really hard, see myself while trying to look up here and not look down there. The first time was really hard, and it felt like I was on camera for about 10 minutes. I was probably on camera for about 2 minutes. But the invitation to do the live cross, when I got the invitation, I know that I went into panic. And I can't do a live cross. What if I make a mistake? What if I'm wearing the wrong thing? What if I look really fat when I'm on camera? Ridiculous stuff. What if that nobody understands what I'm trying to say? What if I'm not clear with my message? So out come the oils, out comes all of my tools, my little toolkit, my meditations, my words. And then by the 10th time I did a live cross to Sydney, I kind of just go, g'day, to the director that's there, and go in, clip on the mic, put the mic pack in my pants, get my chair ready, ask for a glass of water, right, okay, what segment am I? And, it just happens because it's like learning how to walk. I was talking about this with the guys in Money School last night. We actually don't think about learning how to walk and look back and go, oh my God, I'm so amazing, we can walk. Isn't that incredible? How did we do that? We actually don't go back and revisit it. We just step into the next step. Other things that I wanted to say about stepping out of your comfort zone is it feels uncomfortable, but for me that is and I'm just, I wish I had a full length thing, but I'm pointing to got my hands on my tummy. For me, it's a total feeling thing. The first thing I do is I feel, is this what's required from me right now? Yes or no? Okay, no. All right, well then I'm not going to do the television stuff. Is this required? Yes, it is. Okay, well I feel shit scared. I really feel scared about this. I can hear myself. I can hear myself going into doubt. I can hear it. Okay, I know I'm about to go out of my comfort zone. That's freaking amazing, because every time I go out of my comfort zone, something amazing happens. So get that energy going about your comfort zone instead of, tune in, recognize and go, oh yeah, that's right. Something always amazing happens when I go out of my comfort zone. So I guess I encourage you to have a look at that. Don't force yourself. It's not a force thing. It's I'm willing to be uncomfortable space. I'm willing to be uncomfortable with this right now. Let me share something with you that I feel uncomfortable about. One of the amazing things that I would like to do, or one of the thoughts that has dropped in for me is to do an in real life version of a 555. So this concept outside in a public arena. And, maybe for the 555th episode or on the 5th of the 5th, 2025, I don't know, whatever, but something significant. That's pretty much as far as I get with my thinking, because I go, oh my God, that would mean you would have to be on some kind of a stage and you would have to be looking at people that'll be out there. And then my brain goes, well, what you could do is you could do it like this, and tries to get around it, tries to move around it and not go through that uncomfortable position. So I know for me, I will have to do a lot of work internally to pull that off, to be there, because it's not my natural way. This other test I've mentioned to you before, this other test that I did last week, I'll read it to you because it says, great at staying grounded, dealing with lots of activity, being very hands-on and requiring testimonials and referrals. Do expect them to do what needs to be done on time. Not so great at public speaking. So I know that it is my natural, and you know what? I do public speaking. I've got a media kit. I have a speaking kit, but it's not something that is natural for me. I don't want to say I work at it, because that makes it sound quite hard. It's not that I work at it. I have to flow into it and really take longer with those kinds of things. So something that doesn't take a lot of, something that I'm really confident with, like going on television now. I had a crew here a couple of weeks ago for a 5-minute segment on TV, and they were here for half an hour. So my very first one took 3 hours for me to get through. This one was half an hour because I was confident. I know. There's the light. Yep, there's the camera. Yep, I know where I'm going to talk. I know. So things speed up. And, it's like my 555s. The first lot of 555s I did were inside the Rich living room, because I was so terrified about being on my business page and everybody in Facebook world having the opportunity to see me. Oh my God, what kind of nutcase throws them out into the world of Facebook critic land? I had to do a lot of work with myself around that. So it's a constant thing for me. But now I don't even, sometimes I go, I'm on my business page, right? Yeah, good. Okay, good. It's not a thought, and it's not a worry. Gemma's just saying, I had you all fooled. I did. And it's really, I know that Jonathan often says, I don't know how you get up and stand in front of a camera and talk about stuff that you don't know what you're going to talk about. And that is another different space. Good morning. That is another different space of having trust and faith and confidence that the universe will guide me with what you guys need to hear today. Gemma, I did a video while actually speaking today after our messages. Awesome. If you would like to step out of your comfort zone, Gemma, and share it, please feel free to do that. You can do that in the Rich living room if you want to. All right, so cards. Let's go see what cards I picked and how that relates to what we talked about today. Are we ready? Okay. So why did I draw two? I don't know why I drew two. Oh, they've all fallen out. Intelligence. So education, knowledge, perception. There you go. Perception. So this one, I know this card because this has come up in the Alchemy of Intention this month. So the greatest place of learning is in the school of your life. It really is. We can sit and we can read all the books, but going out and living is where we learn about ourselves. It's where we expand. It's where we grow. But then almost putting some tears in my eye. That's so appropriate for today's message. I like that. Okay, the other one is faith. So I'll show you the card and tick. It's gorgeous, pretty card. Hope, support, miracles, spirituality. So that's a really great card for today, being the 5th of the 5th, 555. We've opened up that gateway for today. Anything you can do to connect with that, I said this at the beginning, with spirituality and kind of recharging that, re-energizing that, giving yourself a top up with something like meditation, or maybe you need a Reiki session, or or something, give yourself a, fill that cup today, especially today. Now, this card, and I wanted to share this card with a couple of people I know who could hear this right now. You know, this talks about that story of when you place an order in a restaurant, you don't, you say, hello, can I have the lasagna, please? And then you go back to chatting and you go and have a sip of your drink and you might go to the bathroom and then you come back and sit down. But the order for the lasagna has left your mind. It's gone. It's out of there. And there's this faith and trust that some wonderful waiter is going to deliver you your lasagna because that's what you asked for. So when you're requesting something and asking for something, put the order in and let it go. And the other story is Mike Dooley from TUT.com. He talks about the satellite navigation. When we want to go somewhere, we put the address into our sat nav and we trust that this little machine is going to get us to where we want to go. We need to trust ourselves that we're going to get ourselves to where we want to go. So if you feel like you've got a lack mentality at the moment or poverty mindset, anything like that, there's really no difference to the prosperity mindset. Ask for what you want, stay in that feeling of prosperity and abundance, and move forward with that, knowing that it's going to be handled. Just do what you've got to do next. Does that make sense to everybody? That kind of came out from somewhere. And this one fell out of the pack. So this is about the sacral chakra, which coincidentally is the chakra point that we're working on in the Alchemy of Intention for the next 2 days. I don't know. That was just a reminder card, that one, because it doesn't really have a message. Oh, and then the goddess cards. Ta-da! Isn't that one pretty? Can you see that? I'm trying to get the light. Oh, there we go. So prosperity. There we go. The universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. Be open to receiving. Now, we've had a conversation about that as well this week, or maybe it was last week, about receiving. The lack mentality and the lack mindset limits our ability to receive. So look for where people are giving, where the universe is giving, where, you know, with gratitude. Start getting into your gratitude. Write your 3 gratitudes down every day. What can you be grateful for? So the meanings of this card is be open to receiving. A new windfall of money is coming to you. You have nothing to worry about. Your new venture will be financially successful. I know one of you who is on here needs to hear that. Visualize and affirm abundance. And abundance comes to you in many ways, including extra time, support, and ideas. So there you go, my loves. Have a wonderful day. Happy Friday. Happy 5th of the 5th, 55. There's too many fifths in there. Thank you for joining me. Oh, Melinda's got a hashtag slow down happening. Oh, hashtag slow down. I like it. I like it. So what about we do a hashtag this morning for comfort zone, hashtag comfort zone, and be posting where you can move yourself out of your comfort zone today. Maybe it's picking up the phone and calling somebody that you're feeling uncomfortable about having a chat with. Could be anything. Doesn't have to be massive. Doesn't have to be going on TV. It's very massive for me, people. It's very massive. All right. Have a beautiful weekend, and I will see you on Monday morning. Bye.